Vince? Can it get any better than that?
I don't know. They're tough judges, but I have a couple of tricks up my sleeve.
All right. Is it back at the Craig?
Well, Jerry Stackhouse following a very tough act.
It's like coming up to bat after Babe Ruth or something. It's a tough one to do.
Yeah, that was a pretty good dunk, but now he's probably going to get 7s and 8s.
You can't, you said after Babe Ruth, it's like you can't come after Babe Ruth. You don't go singing after Michael Jackson. There's certain things you just don't do. And right there, he's got to have to get a lower score just on crowd approval alone.
He should have done the dunk while Vince was getting his interview. Done the sneak quick one.
How about Vince Carter saying that he was winging it? Not bad for a guy winging it the first time out of the box.
29 inches on the jump meter there for Jerry Stackhouse.
And Jerry Stackhouse ends up with a 41.
Hey, Jerry, how tough was that act to follow?
You saw it. That was really tough to follow. It was just trying to, keep it going. Hopefully I can have a better dunk in the second round.
All right, we'll see what happens in the second round, Jerry. Thanks a lot. Marv?
All right, Cheryl. And Eddie Jones, the Charlotte Hornets teammate of second-year man Ricky Davis, who replaced the injured Antoine Jameson of the Warriors, who have re-aggravated a strained left knee, will go the final entrant for the first dunk of the competition.
Actually, they found a gym today so that Ricky could go over and work on finishing touches of his routine. And in this first round, you must use a teammate for at least one of the dunks. So he's using his teammate, Eddie Jones, right now.
Ricky Davis, as a rookie last year, excited crowds throughout the NBA with some extraordinary dunks. But all these guys are now following a very difficult act. Nicely done by Ricky Davis. But everything seems to pale after we see Vince Carter.
Anticlimactic after that. The whole place came down. What do you do next?
Hey, you know what, guys? I don't understand why all these guys have all these shooters being their passers. Where's David Wesley, Eric Snow? Where's these guys? These are the guys that give him the ball all night. He brings out Eddie Jones, who wants to take more shots than he does. I don't understand it.
What about Allen Iverson?
He's got Allen Iverson passing to him.
Larry Hughes.
He might pass it to the rim, Danny. He might shoot it.
So the tally on Ricky Davis is 40.
Vince Carter with a 50. Tracy McGrady and Steve Francis with 45.
And a look at the first round after the opening dunk. Vince Carter perfect with his 50, followed up by Tracy McGrady and Steve Francis. Back with much more, including Vince Carter's second dunk when we return. Welcome you back to the Bay Area, the site of the NBA All-Star Weekend. And what an opening for Vince Carter. And Jerry Stackhouse of the Detroit Pistons. Ricky Davis getting some help from teammate Eddie Jones. But people are still buzzing about last year's Rookie of the Year, Vince Carter. Vince Carter showing us perfection with the 50, 45 apiece for Tracy McGrady and Steve Francis. Back to the top of the lineup, Larry Hughes of the Philadelphia 76ers.
Larry's got to make sure that he finishes this dunk off so he has a chance in these last two dunks to advance.
Yes, he missed the shot in his first opportunity.
Hey, I've seen this somewhere before. I've seen this somewhere. This is a very difficult dunk, ladies and gentlemen. This is very difficult if you can catch it.
Now the judges have to rule whether or not he's allowed to do it one more time.
He gets one more time in my book, because once you don't touch the basketball, you get another one. But he's bouncing it too hard. He's bouncing the basketball too hard. You have to do it like a regular bounce pass, because the ball is your adrenaline's flowing. The ball's going to hit the rim no matter what.
We asked Rod Thorne from the NBA this morning, how many opportunities do you get? And I guess they will give an extra shot. The feeling was it would be 3.
You know, if it was baseball, he'd be gone. That's all I'm going to say.
Strike 3, you're out.
He'd be gone if it was baseball.
All right, Larry Hughes taking a different direction to the dunk attempt. And once again, we'll see a string of sixes. Larry hearing it from the crowd as he lays it in.
I think Vince Carter's got in everybody's brain a little bit, trying to do something maybe they can't do.
This is the minimum score. Larry Hughes once again with sixes across the board.
The sad thing is, Kenny, 6 is the lowest score you can get now, so your 24 score like 4 years ago still stands.
Hey, I'll tell you how difficult that dunk was. See, that's why it made my top 10 dunk. Between the legs, off the glass, catching it, that's difficult.
Kenny, there's no need to sell this. We were all very impressed.
Okay.
But what they don't know, Marv, is the inside story. Mike, Vinny Del Negro taught him that dunk in Sacramento. I was there. I witnessed it.
Brian Shaw, I have to give Brian. He was the first one to kind of show me it, and I put a little twist to it. But Brian Shaw, but Vinny could do it as well, but not as high.
Now this is teamwork, as Vince Carter will work with Tracy McGrady.
And I asked Vince, I said, what happens if Tracy throws you a bad pass, and what's going to happen? He said, you know what, Kenny? The best passes are bad passes on alley-oops.
All right, here's McGrady. Once again, able to windmill it home. Tracy McGrady with a couple of impressive dunks.
Kind of a low pass again, though, Kenny. Didn't get that ball up high enough. We haven't really seen what Tracy McGrady's capable of doing, as spectacular as that was.
Yeah, Vince Carter, not a passer. Where's Muggsy Bogues for this pass? But that's still impressive.
Impressive. His head is at the rim. Look at this.
You know, I've never had the pleasure of being up that high, knowing what it's like to be there. So,
see, he would have gotten a 10 out of me if I hadn't seen the Vince Carter dunk.
Oh,
Kenny.
He would have got, but it wasn't the same as the Vince Carter dunk. So that's the precedent. Vince has to come higher than that to get another 10 from me.
Well, 36-inch vertical leap. The other 4 judges going with 10s. Only Kenny Smith showing a 9.
It's that North Carolina tie right there. He doesn't want to give Tracy. That's bad judging.
No, he set the precedent what a 10 is. I don't know what it is.
So you're telling me that if Vince Carter doesn't do as good as that first dunk, he can't get a 10?
He cannot get a 10.
All right.
Maybe we should have just given Vince an 11 or a 12 on the first dunk.
Steve Francis of the Houston Rockets, who opened up with a 45 on his first stuff.
I predict a 50 right here. I'm going out on a limb. I predict a 50, Kenny.
I like it so far.
Francis. Oh! Again! It appeared that the bounce was behind his head, but able to save it and put it home.
He almost overruns the basketball. The ball winds up further behind him than he anticipated. Here he gets going. The ball stays behind. Let me reach back, grab it, and finish.
Whoa.
What do you have for us over there, Ken?
Oh, I got to give him the 10 on that one, ladies and gentlemen, because, like you said, the ball is so far behind him that he actually hits his ankle with the basketball. Watch it hit his ankle. He's going to come back. The jump meter's not 38. They must be wrong, because that has to be over 38.
All right, let's check in with Craig Sager. Craig?
Well, George, you scored low at the beginning, but you've come up now with a 10 for Vince and a 10 now, and this last one for Stevie Francis. What's impressed you?
Well, you know, what impressed me about Stevie Francis is his size and then his creativity for a guy his size. You know, that's pretty difficult to do. That's a 10.
And, Rick, what'd you try to give Vince?
Listen, I wanted to give Vince a 12, but, you know, he has to understand that he's a lot tougher on him. Hey, I'm a white guy that couldn't jump. I'm impressed with all of this stuff.
All right, now let's go back.
All right, and here is the